Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime Symbol. If you want to support the channel and support me as well, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. I got this crazy idea some time ago. What if Naruto trained for 2 billion years? The concept to me was crazy at first, but I had some notes jotting down on it, and yeah, I'm finally going to release it, guys. If you want a part 2 of this, just go ahead and tell me, and I can post it as soon as possible. So just tell me in the comments and I'll be posting it maybe 2 days after this if you want a part 2, guys. So don't forget to get this one to 100 likes to ensure the part 2. And also don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 3 more channels that I post what if on every single day. The links will be down in the description, so go ahead, check them out and become a part of the Anime King family. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see when I post, because I do post a hell of a lot. So without further ado or wasting any more time, why don't we jump into this brand new episode? Begin now, guys. Our story begins with a 9-year-old Naruto Uzumaki lying down on top of his building, observing the stars. Today was his birthday. Yes, today was his birthday. And there was no one. No friends, no family there. Naruto was sad. Yes, very, very so. He just wished that he could come home to see a mother or a father making him a cake, something. But he had no parents, no one to love him. And that saddened him greatly. Yes, it did. As he just lay there observing the stars, observing the heavens, Naruto just wished there was something, some change, something. He had no idea how his wish would turn into a curse. Within that moment, something unusual happened. At the start, at the beginning of everything, there was concepts, there were singularities. There were moments in time where time ceased to exist the same way. There were moments that were just truly abnormal. The universe was vast, powerful, abnormal. And within that moment, a singularity opened up. Naruto saw it from where he was. He saw it drop from the heavens, like some kind of star, but it was actually the energy of the singularity shooting up into the sky, not going down. Naruto believed it was a wishing star. Seeing those things in books, he raced towards the scene. When he arrived there, Naruto saw a strange rift. It started to expand. Naruto backed away, but the next thing he knew, his fingers started to break away. His leg, his hands. Naruto screamed out as his body deformed and was pulled inside. While Naruto was being pulled, Naruto's essence was ripped apart. Naruto saw his life. He saw the future. He saw the past. He saw the middle. Naruto saw the 9 tails. Shock. The 9 tails even scream as well. What was affecting Naruto was also affecting the beasts. The next moment, both child and beast landed in a space beyond the concept of understanding, a void, a temporal abyss. Naruto was stunned, looking around confused. The ground, there was no ground. So what was he standing on? There was no ceiling, there was nothing. Naruto was terrified. He's screaming, "Would you shut the hell up?" Naruto turned to see the massive 9-tailed fox, freaking out even more. Naruto quieted himself immediately, confused by everything that was going on. As they tried to understand where the hell were they, Unknown to them, they were currently within a spatial anomaly. 1 second in the real world is a million years inside of here. The anomaly, it defied the laws of reality. It defied the laws of time. And Naruto, his body was torn apart and melded into it. Naruto was stuck. As days passed, the Nine-Tails grew irritated of Naruto. They were stuck in here. Well, not much of a difference for him because he's been sealed majority of the time, but still. Naruto started to panic. He started to scream. The beast threatened to kill him over a dozen times, but believing that Naruto might be the key to getting out of here. However, as days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months, more time started to pass by. They slowly start to talk, having no one else to talk to. As Naruto was keeping his sanity in check because of the Nine-Tails, the ground itself nearly broke his mind because he was standing on nothing and yet there was something there. It made absolutely no sense. Naruto could walk on the wall, he could walk on the ceiling because the laws of reality are not the same in here as the same out there. The fox, tired of his belly aching, decided to teach him how to properly meditate, clearing his mind, allowing him to sleep through long cycles of days, so the fox could truly understand what was going on. As the time passed, both him and the Nine-Tailed Fox start to understand one another. Naruto childlike curiosity and innocence. The fox didn't want to just immediately erase him, having nothing else to do. Something strange happened though. For the next couple of years as Naruto grew, the fox noticed something that Naruto stopped aging. Yes, he stopped aging. He could feel it as well. Naruto was 18 years old. He's been in this place for so long now. And he just stopped aging. He hasn't trained or anything like that, believing there was a way and that would just be a waste of time. There was a way to get out of here, but the more time passed, the more concerned they grew. The Nine-Tailed was essentially immortal. And now Naruto wasn't aging anymore. Passing the time with common things. As Naruto meditated, he learned to do a lot. Many years passed by. Naruto split his consciousness, using advanced chakra control, creating endless mirage of himself to spar with. He met his parents through the seal. Naruto had meditated and went into himself. The seal was no longer in him, but his parents' chakra were there. Unfortunately though, their chakra was fizzling away. Naruto tried his best to conserve it, but at the time, he had no idea how to do something like that. This place really did not make any sense. How were their chakra inside of him and yet there was no seal on him? This place broke the laws of reality, and it truly made no sense. As the passage of time went by, Naruto did not age. Naruto's willpower was something incredible. The fox was there to help him. As over the years, the both of them grew into friends to ensure to keep each other sane. Naruto learned everything that he could because he had time. He learned about wind. He learned about fire. He learned about earth. He learned about lightning, yin and yang. He learned about everything. He invented his own elements, void release, temporal chakra. Naruto created something from nothing. He created martial art techniques. He created new form of the Rasengan. The fox knowledge was helpful there. Naruto developed a way to gather energy from the void itself. Gather energy from life and nothing. Make it into energy. Naruto was doing things that did not make any sense because this place truly did not make any sense. As the time passed by, Naruto just kept on growing and 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 growing. The fox. The fox was surprisingly able to keep a mental check on the time. Naruto losing that a long time ago, as he wasn't sure how long they were here. When 1,000,000 years went by, they believed that there was some way. They tried everything but the singularity. There was nothing there. The space could not be broken. It didn't matter the amount of power that Naruto used. It seems like he was just beyond the concept of everything, like there was nothing there to access. More time passed, until 1,000,000,000 years went by. Naruto trained, he got stronger. He became so strong that there was no point anymore. He sparred with the fox millions of times. Their friendship was now beyond. They were brothers. They had each other back no matter what, keeping each other sane, keeping each other tethered to reality despite this place having no sense of reality. The distortion was 1 in 1,000,000,000. However, after 2,000,000,000 years, something happened. The distortion came once again. It was just another common day for them. They stopped counting days a long time ago. They had resigned to their fate a long time ago, knowing that they were forever stuck here. There was no escaping this place. They were stuck here. There was no stopping anything. There was no getting free. Until Naruto felt it once again, the pull. The next thing he knew, him and the fox were being thrown, tossed around. However, this time Naruto was strong enough to do something. Naruto stopped the fluctuation of the anomaly. As he saw it, a glimpse, his eyes seen through the eternity. Naruto pushed forward, grabbing the fox with him as the both of them went through as a conception. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was on. Naruto cried, literally, as he started to kiss the ground. He was on the solid ground. Naruto threw himself into the ground. However, it immediately exploded. Everything around him ruptured like a geyser as the entire earth was ripped apart in that section. He used a bit too much force dropping himself like that. Keep in mind, Naruto has been training for 2,000,000,000 years. Looking around at the destruction, Naruto picked up a piece of stone and kissed it over 100 times. What the hell is going on? The nine-tailed fox spoke in his mind. Kurama, you're here. Thank goodness, said Naruto. As Naruto was crying even more, he thought he lost the sensation of tears a long time ago, but no, here it was. Where the hell are we? We're back. At least hold on. Naruto jumped. Jumping so high, Naruto cleared the clouds. As he looked down, he then saw her, a girl, walking. Naruto crash landed right in front of her, scaring the living daylights out of her as she believed that a meteor had dropped from the heavens. He had no idea where he was. You're real, aren't you? Naruto said. Yes, I am, she said. Blushing, and she looked away, looking at this rather handsome young man. Naruto hugged her immediately, squeezing onto her tightly, making sure not to crush her to death. Thank goodness, he praised. Seeing someone else bring him so much joy. What's that supposed to mean? Kurama said. It's not like that, said Naruto. It's just, don't worry, brat. I understand. So we're finally free. Naruto collapsed on the ground before he punched himself in the face. Yeah, it's real, said Naruto, smiling to himself. Excuse me? Who are you? The name is Naruto Uzumaki, he said, getting to his feet. That is when he heard something as he saw many people running out. They seemed afraid. A man spoke. Alyssa, get away from him. He could be an enemy. Wait, father. The girl now identified as Alyssa said. I don't think that he is. He dropped from the sky. The man was confused. Naruto saw the situation. Something was wrong. Very, very, very wrong. Yes, it was. Naruto could see that they did not trust him. Not in the slightest. The way they looked at him. The way they gripped their weapons. In their eyes, he was the enemy. But for what reason? Naruto had no idea, but he was just so happy to see people. Naruto raised his hand. I promise you, I'm not here to harm anyone. I promise, he said, looking at them, showing that he did not mean any harm. Where are you from, stranger? The father said. It's hard to explain. Konoha, said Naruto. That was my village. The weapons raised back up immediately. I told you, Alyssa, get out of here. He's one of them. Take him down. They struck without hesitation. Spears and kunais. Unfortunately for them though, the weapons did nothing. They looked confused and shocked. The tips of the weapons bent against his skin. The ones that swing hard enough, the weapons broke. The girl, Naruto saw the fear in her eyes as she ran away. Naruto was confused as they threw smoke bombs on the ground. However, with a simple breath, Naruto blew the smoke away. What the hell is going on? He said, looking towards the people running terrified. Why does my village name scare them so much? That is something that we're gonna have to find out. Kurama said. Hey, can't you come out, said Naruto. Naruto lifted up his shirt. I can't sense it anymore, but I can sense you. Slowly the chakra started to gather around Naruto before. The fox was standing beside him. However, he wasn't within his fox form. He stood on 2 feet, looking more humanoid. Knowing that things were different now. Now that they were back in this world, things are about to get a lot more complicated. He had bright, orange hair. His red slitted eyes, looking a similar height to Naruto. It wasn't just Naruto who had evolved in the past 2 billion years for them. The Nine-Tail had grown to drastic heights, surpassing every tail beast combined 100 folds. They still would not be close to him. That was how powerful he was. His features looked more darker than Naruto though. Nice, Naruto said with a smile. There was a reason why Naruto behaved the way he did. Naruto had reached true enlightenment. Naruto had evolved to a stage where emotions would not mean anything to him anymore. But this was a one-way process if he had done it. Naruto would never be the same, and even if he had escaped one day, the Naruto that would return would be a Naruto without emotions. He would be a Naruto of logic. He would see the Nine-Tailed Fox as an experiment to use to manipulate. And Naruto would never do something like that, so he stopped himself from transcending to that next level. Naruto kept his rather childlike exterior in a more calm, reserved manner, looking for the best in life. He no longer desired strength. He no longer desired power. What he needed right now was companionship. He needed people in his life. Naruto was able to sleep through thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. The fox resting with him in a state of hibernation, but his mind was still affected by the vertigo of time. 2 billion years was a lot. Despite sleeping through a lot of it, Naruto's mind was still affected. Even now as he spoke, as he acted like everything was normal, it truly wasn't. But fake it until he makes it, Naruto told himself. The fox was different in many different ways. Due to it not being like Naruto, basically a human, the passage of time, while affecting the fox as well, was nowhere close to what it did to Naruto. And now, both of them elevate off the ground as they took to the sky. As they swept over the land, Naruto circled the earth in a second. As he found Konoha, Naruto went straight down to see what was going on. Everyone that he once knew were probably dead by now, but this place was still his home once. Naruto paused before he descended upon the village. What am I going to say? What am I going to tell them? He said to himself. These people don't know me. After all, in this time I should have been dead a long time ago. I don't think so. What do you mean? Said Naruto, looking towards Kurama. Look. Naruto saw it. He was so focused on his thoughts, he did not even realize that the monument was... What the hell? Why did it look like time had barely moved? Physically, Naruto looked to be around 18 years old right now, at his peak of his age as he stopped aging a long time ago. Then why? Why was the Hokage building looking the same? Everything should be different. Technology, mankind should be far different. Naruto expected to see a whole lot, but circling the earth, his mind was so focused on his own understanding of what he was going to say, he failed to notice. But Kurama noticed it all. Wait, he said, placing a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Maybe you alone should go in to understand the situation first. But what about you? I will be right here beside you. Don't worry about me. The fox knew that Naruto needed to be accepted. He could feel it. The time that Naruto spent within that timeless void affected him in ways that no other being could understand. Kurama was there to witness it. The highs and the lows. The suicidal thoughts, which would not come to fruition because he simply could not do anything to get rid of his existence. So yes, he knew that Naruto needed to be accepted. Having them ostracize him because Kurama was there, despite not looking like the fox. He wasn't about to make any chances. Having spent so much time together, there was no one else he was close to than Naruto. Absolutely no one. So he merged back within Naruto. Better to speak within his mind as both of them descended down. As one. Naruto landed within the village. As he would not lie, he would simply give an explanation on what truly happened. Why would he lie? However, the moment he did landed, Naruto felt the barrier that he went through. Immediately, Naruto noticed that not many people were on the street, and Konoha looked a bit darker. Envus flocked around him, but these weren't your standard Envus, their masses were different than the ones that he recognized. The ones that he saw when he was younger. As Naruto remembered despite the years. Due to millions upon millions of years of meditation and memory and thought control, Naruto's memory was identical. Nothing could ever be lost from his sight or his thoughts. Naruto was surrounded. Weapons were drawn. It's alright, he said, raising his hand. I don't mean anyone any harm. All they were getting was a minuscule amount of power. Because Naruto's control was so excellent, it was crazy. Beyond crazy. He raised his hand in surrender. One of them stepped forward with a strange mask. Identify yourself. Weapons were placed towards his throat. They were hostile. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and this is my home. They immediately knew the name after all. His disappearance was a big thing in the outside world and in the darkness back then. But know that things were different. Naruto Uzumaki died 16 years ago. No, I did not. A lot happened. Just allow me to speak to the third Hokage. I can solve all of this. The third Hokage died 4 years ago. Naruto was stunned. He did? Naruto mind processed information beyond the speed of anything, quickly understanding that, by their perception, he should be 16. The third died when he was supposed to be 13, after his graduation, after becoming a shinobi. Who's the leader now? Naruto turned his head as he saw a strange face on the monument that he did not recognize. One eye, a patch over the other one. Bandage. Who the hell is that? Time skip. Naruto was brought into an interrogation room when finally the Hokage arrived. A man known as Danzo Shimura. Stepping inside. So he said, "You claim to be Naruto Uzumaki." "Is that right?" "I don't claim. I am," said Naruto. "Then tell me, Naruto Uzumaki, where have you been? And why are you here now?" "To be honest, I fell in a spatial distortion when I was 9 years old. My body was transported to a place beyond the concept of reality and time. However, I was able to map my time out there. I was in that place for around 2 billion years. And I'm finally back." Danzo looked rather, well, not amused. "You expect me to believe that? That a human could survive for over 2 billion years? How stupid do you think I am, whoever you are? Listen, I know it's hard to believe, but after a while I stopped aging. That place, the fabric of reality did not tampered or exist there. And I believe that it affected me in many ways, including me stop aging, gaining immortality. I know it's hard to believe, but you can test my blood. There must be a sample of my blood that was here when I was younger." Naruto said. He held out his hand as a vial was in his palm, with his blood inside. Where did that come from?" 2 billion years, said Naruto. "I did learn a lot." As he handed the blood to Danzo, the whisker marks were there, the blue eyes. Danzo Shimura watched his boy very carefully. The clothing that he was wearing was simply a larger form of what he left in. It was a grey t-shirt with a swirl on the back, and black pants. But these clothing was not the same. They were created by Naruto. But the fabric was indeed real. Once again, it's been 2 billion years for him. Naruto did not just learn. He went beyond that. He went beyond creation. But through it all, he retained himself by doing many things. But yet here he was, alive, keeping on to that childlike wonder with a much more adult calmness to him. The blood was tested and it came back as a match. Perfect match. But that still did not make Danzo believe him. Questions were asked. Danzo brought up the 9 tails. I should not know about that because it was supposed to be kept a secret. The Hokage was getting more and more curious. Could this boy actually be truthful? They brought in a Yamanaka. However, Naruto allowed him to see the memories, without allowing the man to go into his mind. Naruto transmit the memories straight into him. He was stunned. Naruto allowed them all to view the memories of him, his life. But he could not allow them to see everything. Their mind simply could not process that. Just a small tiny piece of it. A mere fraction, a hair of it. But Danzo still was finding it hard to believe. Naruto was questioned from day to night. showing no sign of getting tired as he spoke, asking for no food, no water. Danzo was watching that very carefully. And every single person that was sent inside, they came back with the same conclusion that he was not lying. It was really him. By his words, he was telling the truth. Yes, he was. But Danzo was a very stubborn individual. Naruto, on the other hand, was getting curious. What happened to the world? What happened? Naruto peered into Danzo's mind, without Danzo being any the wiser. And Naruto learned so much. The world that Naruto returned to is not the same. Because of this man, he has changed so much. He has done so much. It started with the attack on Konoha. Orochimaru attacked the village. Naruto, while not being friends with the children in the academy back then, he knew them. Sasuke Uchiha was bitten by the Sannin during the exams. Team 7, Sai, was actually working for Danzo, Sakura and Sasuke on one team. Along with Sai, under Kakashi Hatake. During the Chunin exams, Hiruzen Sarutobi fell. But it turns out that Danzo was supplying Orochimaru with information, allowing him to easily slip in and out of the village without being caught. Danzo wanted Hiruzen to die. He wanted Konoha's structure to weaken. What he wasn't expecting was the One Tail to transform so quickly and nuking a part of the village. Yes, the One Tail Jinchuriki attacked Konoha. Before Jiraiya could stop it, releasing a Tail Beast bomb that caused significant damage and killing a lot of people, civilian and shinobi alike, who hadn't been evacuated yet. With Hiruzen gone, Danzo draw the votes. He draw the popularity. Hiruzen made Konoha weak. He made Konoha a target. He made the daimyo a promise to make the village stronger, so the other nations will never strike them again, so the land of fire would never be attacked. Danzo solidified power and became Hokage. Civilian, authority stripped immediately. Academy turned into a military training camp. Anvus and Root merged together, known as the Black Leaf Division. Everything was being seen by Naruto through the mind of this man without Danzo even knowing. Every shinobi must serve up to 10 years under the Black Leaf the moment they were placed in standard divisions. Retirement is forbidden without approval. Root ninjas kept the civilians in check. Root became stricter than the police ever truly were. Fear tactic was put into place to crush rebellions. Genin teams were reformed, not as they were. Squad formation break apart. Emotional control on the academy students. Danzo Shimura silenced those that stand up against him, as he took full authority, not over the village alone. However, the daimyo himself was under Danzo's manipulation because of the Sharingan eye under his bandage. He has launched multiple strikes against politicians all over the world, in foreign villages. Konoha reputation became fearsome as they took the One Tails as a casualty of war. The Sand had no say into this. Majority of the Sand power had been stripped. They fall under Danzo's regime, Danzo's rule. The Seven Tails Jinchuriki was no longer within Taki. This man had taken it. Naruto was stunned by all he was seeing. Border wars break out, the other nations wanting to stop Konoha growth. However, Konoha brutal, ruthless tactics made them retreat. Kumo and the Stone. There were multiple assassination attempts, but, well, let's just say it didn't end well for those assassins. Danzo was a tyrant, a leader. Other smaller villages were afraid of Konoha. They've dominated so much of the other side. Minor nations. The greater nations were next. Danzo forces were assimilating. It was a clear control tactic. Either you join Konoha or you're crushed. All of the citizens, all of the shinobis within Konoha, those that were against this, they couldn't really do anything about it. The chain of power had been completely taken by Danzo. Several divisions were now rooted. Sai controlled the head of the root enforcement department, suppressing ninja rebellions. He was one of Danzo's main students, placed on Team 7 to watch over Sasuke Uchiha. Speaking of, Sasuke Uchiha was no longer in the village. There was a whole debacle there. Sasuke had fled before Danzo had consolidated power. You see, the moment Danzo got what he wanted, he turned on Orochimaru. He wanted to lure him out to kill him and get Sasuke back, but Orochimaru was smarter than that. And now Sasuke Uchiha was a wanted criminal of the Elite Village. Those who saw him as a comrade and a friend had to fall in line to do their job, even one that had a major crush on him, Sakura Haruno. Many people have been affected in many different ways, mentally and physically as well. Even the younger generations have been put to use. Shikamaru drafted in the Root Intelligent Unit. He hated the system, but he was trapped. Even clans were being affected. Danzo's goal was world domination. People could see the path that he was on, but the way Konoha was structured, no one had enough power to fight him because he had consolidated so much power across the entire elemental nation. No one could step up to him. Even Jiraiya of the Sannin had to fall in line or be considered as an enemy of Konoha. His goal was to find Tsunade Senju. Her medical expertise was needed, but for the past couple of years, she was missing. Danzo suspected that Jiraiya was keeping her away because he had tried to reason with the council. He had tried to reason with the daimyo to make her the Hokage, but that was not gonna happen. That was not gonna happen at all. And Danzo wanted her to use her. Jiraiya was doing something to make sure he doesn't find her. But Danzo had no real evidence of that. Because if he had, he would have made his move a long time ago. And Jiraiya was not your ordinary shinobi that he could simply control like that, having put in so much people under his control already. Danzo could see the shocked look on Naruta's face. The absolute stunned, unbelievable look as Naruto gazed at the man. You did all of this. Naruto questioned if he was here, if he would have been able to prevent any of this. However, he was back now. The hatred that Naruto used to have, the pain that Naruto used to have, he released that a long time ago. He spent enough time with his mother and father to see Konoha as a place that he could make into something wonderful, to get the people past their hate. After all, Naruto was conflicted with hate for years, but having so much time alone to reflect, Naruto was able to overcome all of that. And now, his desire to make the village better, to make this world better. Because Danzo believed that his power was keeping everything in check, but it was only going to cause more chaotic wars. Even now, the great villages are preparing themselves. Naruto got to his feet, his hands still bound to the table. Danzo gazed towards him. "You're a monster," said Naruto. "You've hurt so much people. You've done so much wrong under the guise of Konoha's name. But you're not the definition of anything that this village is. Or it was. The third did not die for this. My father did not die for this. And for their name's sake, I will not allow you to do this. Allow me. Do you know who you're..." Danzo was caught off guard as Naruto broke the restraints with so little effort. Those were chakra restraints, but Naruto removed them like it was nothing as he gazed towards the man. You have no idea what you're dealing with, Naruto said, stepping towards Danzo as he was immediately surrounded. I have been training for the past 2 billion years. I know things that you will never understand. I can see you for what you truly are. I can understand every aspect of you. Your eyes cannot fathom my gaze. In front of me, you are nothing but a speck. Your lifetime is insignificant, small. Calm down. Naruto, listen to me, calm down. Kurama said to him, getting his attention. Naruto immediately stopped. Spoke about that earlier trauma that was still there. Yes, it was. It affected Naruto in different ways. Millions of years of hibernation affected Naruto greatly. Remember, he stopped himself from ascending because he would lose who he was. But keeping who he was had a nasty side effect. But now that Naruto knew everything, Naruto teleported away. Find him! Now, said Danzo. Naruto reappeared. As he was sitting on the monument, on his father's statue, gazing down below at Konoha, watching, observing. Naruto noticed that there was someone already there. She looked towards him as he looked at her. She possessed pink hair, green eyes. He remembered her. His memory was that excellent. Sakura, Haruno, he said. She looked towards him. Similar age to him, well, in terms of appearance, well, a bit lower. She was around 16. Who are you? She said, looking at Naruto. You wouldn't remember me, said Naruto, as he gazed down below at the village. You were friends with Sasuke Uchiha. You identify yourself, she said. Training has taught her not to jump into anything rash. You have nothing to fear from me, I'm not your enemy, said Naruto. However, I would like to know something. Your life now. It's drastically different from what it was when you were a genin, is it not? Yes, she said, answering quaint and quickly, as she watched him very carefully. And this is all because of Danzo Shimura. He's our Hokage. He has brought nothing but goodness and prosperity to his people. She said this in a rather strange way. Naruto looked at her. I can see how much his training has affected you. To dull your emotions even when you don't want to. Naruto appeared in front of her and pressed his finger on her forehead. There's no need to be emotionless. There's no need to be dull. Remember who you truly are. Her eyes seemingly clear up. Danzo had placed all of them, all of this year's graduation, under a strict program. Sakura was one of them that was placed under it because of her, well, state after the Chunin exams. Remember that tail beast bomb that hit the village? Her parents were wiped away. Danzo acted like it was beneficial for her, but he turned her into a killer. Majority of their year graduation had done things in order for the prosperity of Konoha. That was just how things were now. That was just how things were operating now. Sakura felt so different. Felt so free. What did you do to me? She said. Her emotions coming out as she looked at Naruto. I set you free, said Naruto. They've been clouding your mind for some time now. Simple placements of words here and there, manipulation. But you can see for yourself. Think for yourself. Act for yourself, said Naruto. Who are you really? She said to him. A forgotten soul, said Naruto. As he gazed up towards the sky, I thought, coming back here. Being around people once again will return me back to normal, but I can feel it. I almost lost myself in there, Naruto said. You won't know what I'm talking about, but... Naruto lowered his head. It's gonna be alright, Kurama said. You were never alone, and you won't be anymore. Naruto got to his feet. My father was the leader of this place. He was a Hokage. Both of my parents died for this place. I can't just allow it to be run into the ground like this. The world. I have to do something, said Naruto. And unlike before, I have the power to do something now. But simply killing Danzo Shimura won't fix it. Sakura's eyes widened when he said that. Shh, you can't say something like that, she said. Do you have any idea who you're talking about? Yes, an insignificant, small, puny man that relish in people suffering, that relish in control, said Naruto. But don't you worry. He's not gonna stand as a Hokage for much longer. And I'll bring back Sasuke, said Naruto. I've got a glimpse of his pain. I have experienced pain that no human can fathom, said Naruto. And I understand what he's going through. Sakura gazed up as she saw. The heavens were dark. They've been growing darker and darker. It was just the natural weather. Lightning and thunder boomed through the sky. She saw the shinobis down below, moving, gathering. Something was going on. And she had a perfect guess that he was involved. They're looking for you. Yes, they are. She looked towards him. I don't know what it is about you, but I can tell that you're not the enemy. Have you done something to me mentally, she said. No, I just set you free, said Naruto, allowing you to think for yourself. You can see with your own eyes that I'm not the problem here. But don't worry, I'll set things straight. I am Naruto Uzumaki, son of Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. I've been forgotten by time, but now I'm back, said Naruto. And I will make sure that everything changes. Everything. Inside of Naruto, Kurama could feel Naruto's emotion stirring. The main reason why he never wanted to get rid of them. They kept him together. You would wonder how was Naruto unable to break out of that place, if he really indeed became this powerful. Then again, that place was not a place that could make sense. There was nothing beyond it. The rip in reality. Now that they were free, they could better understand. Naruto was not trapped somewhere. He was out of time itself. He was distorted in a space, not governed by space or time. They simply call it a space, but the true causality behind it was something that could not truly be understood. Beyond this universe. A once-in-a-lifetime chance. But due to Naruto being in there for 2 billion years, it happened once again. It affected Naruto as well as he went in. It stopped his body from aging the moment he reached his physical peak. But in doing so, it affected him mentally greatly. However, being back, being able to have a purpose, was helping Naruto because power, getting stronger was not Naruto's desire. He was already strong enough. What he was struggling with right now was connection. Naruto gazed up towards the heavens. Several kunais with explosive tags. Danzo gave them the order to kill him, not wanting anything that would affect him right now, anything that would get in his way as a Hokage. Sakura's eyes went wide. She was about to move until she saw, as the explosion went off, but they slowed down. Naruto was affecting the timer on the blast. The explosion was barely unraveling. She was stunned. As Naruto sucked them away, literally, the concept of the blast was absorbed by chakra in the very air around it, squashing it under folds of space, the special core of Konoha. These members were trained for one reason, one purpose. For all of them possessed their unique traits in a different way. It was a kill squad. Sakura was shocked when she saw them. The most terrifying of them all, this squad. Also, some of the people on this squad was once her classmates. As Naruto stood there, all of them surrounding him, Naruto raised his hand as Sakura was teleported away. She found herself a distance away from the battle. Without her consent, he just moved her like that. How powerful was this guy? She questioned herself. Naruto Uzumaki, she said. The Kill Squad dashed in to end Naruto's life. But they, and Danzo's Chimera will soon find out, well, the whole world, that the boy that was once here was no longer the same. They weren't dealing with a child anymore. They were dealing with a primordial being that has been training for the past 2 billion years. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want a part 2 of this, just go ahead and comment down below and tell me, and I'll be posting it as soon as possible. Peace.